All right, guys, welcome to Take Your Base. I'm your host, Law Oriana, brought to you by Four Corner Sports. All right, guys, so big day in baseball. All right, we had some news with the Mets. It's actually a big day in the NL East. All right, big news with the Mets, news with the Phillies. All right, and obviously we all want to know, where is Aaron Judge going to sign? Yep, he has yet to sign. All right, there are rumors speculating about how he might be signing by Wednesday, might making a decision. All right, I'll give you where I think that he will go, okay? And what are like some secondary teams that he might end up going to, all right? But we're going to kick it off with the first news that ended up being breaking around noonish, and that was the New York Mets getting their guy, the guy that they wanted after the news ended up breaking about Jacob deGrom. The Mets ended up capitalizing on the situation, and they ended up getting their guy, Justin Verlander. Yes, Justin Verlander, AL Cy Young of 2022. He is coming to Flushing. He is coming to Queens. He will be at the top with Max Scherzer as a 1-2 punch for the New York Mets. Now, do I like this? I don't know. My dad actually messaged me earlier today, asked me what did I think about this, and originally I just didn't really care for it. Reason being is just that Justin Verlander is 40 years old. All right, he is at that breaking point. He's at that point where how many more years will he physically have? How many years will he be able to compete at this high of a level? Okay, and I just don't think, this is my opinion, as a person gets older, they don't seem to get better, unless you're on something. And I'm not accusing and not saying that Justin Verlander is on something. But what I am saying is that Justin Verlander is 40. I understand he had Tommy John surgery. I think he only pitched once in 2020. All right, you missed all of 2021. I think pitched once in 2020. All right, and I think those 2 years that he wasn't pitching at all, I think that may have helped. But I do think that now that he had the Tommy John surgery out of the way, I do believe that at some point age might catch up to Justin Verlander. Now, whether it's this year or next year, it's a 2-year contract, 2 years for what was it, $85 million. Big contract, outrageous. Pitchers are getting these astronomical type of contracts, all right? And the AAV is always just climbing up. I mean, Steve Cohen did it with Max Scherzer, just breaking the bank, and he got his guy this year. I think that the Mets, me personally, if I was, Steve Cohen or any Billy Upler, right? I think I would have went the Carlos Rodon route. I mean, he's younger, he's 30. Could have given him 5-6 years. I understand that, last year was a healthy year, but in years past, he's had an injury history. I know Verlander hasn't had an injury history outside of the Tommy John surgery, but my whole thing is just that Verlander's getting older. I understand the Mets are now in a win now type of situation, should try to win a title, but I do believe that it's very, very risky with this signing. I think getting Carlos Rodon would have been the better signing, in my opinion, as opposed to Verlander, but that's just me. All right. Now, what does Verlander give the New York Mets? Now, he gives them another ace. All right. Now that deGrom is gone, another ace. The Mets do need some type of pitching added to that starting rotation and bullpen. All right. But it does solidify a 1-2 punch for the Mets with Scherzer and Verlander. The only question is, will both pitchers be healthy enough to last the marathon that is the MLB season? Because pitchers, give or take, are gonna go about 32 starts a year. All right, I could see possibly Verlander, if he's healthy, he could give us maybe 20, 23 quality good starts, and that would be phenomenal for somebody at 40. All right, but It's just a matter of, will he be able to replicate what he did in Houston? I'm not too sure. I'm not banking on it. My expectations are not that high. Whatever he gives us, I think will be gravy, according in my eyes. All right, but that's just my perspective. All right. It's a big signing. It's a step in the right direction. After losing DeGrom, the Mets didn't want to stagger. They wanted to capitalize on the moment, and they had the opportunity of, throwing their money towards lesser pitchers, right, and getting good quality. But they went for their they went for the big dog. They went for Justin Verlander, and they got the AL Cy Young of 2022. Now officially in Queens. All right. Now sticking with the NL East, we going into Philadelphia. Philly, they were in the World Series this year. Came up short, lost to Houston, and they're gonna want to come back and make a statement. They have Kyle Schwarber on the field. On that roster, Bryce Harper, Nicholas Castellanos, you name it. All right, but they just added another bat, and a lethal bat, somebody that can hit for average, somebody that's dangerous on the bases. He has a little bit of pop. Could play multiple different positions, and he's gonna be staying in Philadelphia for a very, very long time. Yes, Trea Turner, and this one killed me so much because I wanted Trea Turner. Reason why I wanted Trea Turner, I don't know if the Mets are gonna be able to re-sign Brandon Nimmo, and that's okay if they don't want to re-sign Brandon Nimmo, in my opinion. But I know Trea Turner could play center field, and Philly ended up offering Trea Turner an 11-year deal worth $300 million. Now, that's crazy right there. 11 years, $300 million for a shortstop. The shortstop market is just only going up, guys. We saw it last year with Corey Seager and Marcus Semien, and they're both in Texas right now. All right, Jacob deGrom's new teammates. All right, we saw it. We saw last year that 1-year deal with Minnesota with Carlos Correa. All right, Carlos Correa is a free agent. Xander Bogaerts is a free agent. Okay, this market for shortstop is only going to get bigger, and the remaining shortstops that are free agents, they're going to get a big chunk of that contract right there. Like, let me reword it. They're going to get big contracts, maybe similar to what Trea Turner ended up receiving, if not close to it. Like at least in the AAV category, in the average annual category per year. So I do think that it's a lot of money to give to the shortstop. I don't think 11 years, that's a crazy amount of time to give somebody of Trea Turner stature, because a lot of his game, even though he hits for average, it predicates on speed. All right, it predicates on speed, and like I told you, the human body doesn't get better as you get older. All right, me and Trea Turner are about the same age. All right, I think he's a month younger than me, exactly a month younger than me. All right, Trea Turner's gonna turn 30 years old come this June. All right, and as you get older, you're not going to get faster. All right, and he's a phenomenal shortstop. He played center field. He's a phenomenal athlete. We've seen it before. That the slide that he'll get up and stuff like that. He's a phenomenal base runner and stuff like that. I don't think his game is in a predicate, in an 11-year stretch, in my opinion. But what I do believe is that he's going to make an immediate impact for that Philadelphia Phillies squad. Now, question is, is he going to start off as shortstop and then work his way to where? Center field, third base? We will only know as the time goes on. But right now, Philadelphia is another team in the NL East that is going to be in a win now type of situation. They got to the World Series, all right, before this past season, and they're going to want to go back there again. They got a bunch of big contracts. Bryce Harper, Zach Wheeler, Trea Turner. They're loaded right now. Aaron Nola, all right. And there's tons more that they're probably going to be doing over there. Kyle Schwarber, like I mentioned earlier. Philadelphia is a scary team, all right. They might be the second best team in baseball. Second best team in that division, right behind Atlanta. But the NL East is slowly becoming, once again, one of the better divisions in baseball. All right. And then lastly, guys, Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge, we all know, AL MVP. The guy hit 62 home runs, record-breaking year. The man was phenomenal. Now, many people speculating is going to be coming down between the Yankees and the Giants. I don't think it might just become down to those two teams. I do believe that the Yankees have a stronger chance than any other team to re-signing him. I know there was a report earlier within the week, last week, that the Yankees were offering him 8 years, $300 million. That's a lot. I mean, that's a bigger contract than what they were offering at the beginning of spring training when it was only $213.5. So Aaron Judge did accomplish what he wanted. He got more money. All right. So that's at least like the floor in order to get him. Now, will other teams try to surpass that? Who knows? I think the team that might need him the most would have to be San Francisco, because San Francisco is unloading a lot of contracts off their books, and they're going to need some type of a big star to come into Oracle Park and have fans sitting in attendance. All right, and Aaron Judge is that type of a player. Now, will the Yankees let him go and let him go to San Francisco? It's just a matter of, is Aaron Judge going to be asking for more years and more money, or would he be satisfied with that offer that the Yankees offered him? I have a feeling that the Yankees are going to offer him a little bit more money. I think they might offer him 8 years, $320, so it could be a solid 40 million per year. But that's just my opinion. All right, I think he wants to get paid more than Cole. I think he deserves to get paid more than Garrett Cole, and I think that the Yankees have the best odds. A sleeper that I think that the league should be, concerned on where he might go to. I would say maybe Chicago Cubs. They're another team that doesn't have a lot of big contracts under their payroll. They can get somebody like Aaron Judge right there. Historical team, all right, in a historical ballpark. They could have something in play for him. Him playing on the outfield. The DH is in all 32 teams, not just in the AL. And I think Chicago's a sleeper. Don't sleep on Chicago. Do not sleep on Chicago. I know people are talking about it's the Giants and the Yankees. No, I think the Cubs are in play too. Some people are saying Boston. I don't think Boston is going to really go out of there. I don't think they have the... I mean, they do have the money. Don't get me wrong. John Henry, the owner of the Red Sox, does have the money. But I don't know if they're going to be able to swoop him in. Usually the Yankees are not going to let somebody like Aaron Judge go to the Red Sox. Under no way circumstances. They will try to do what they can to keep him in pinstripes. But I do believe that it's going to come down to those two teams. And Chicago, if they find a way on giving maybe Judge an extra year, maybe 9 years, 350, that might be able to sway Judge. Who knows? But that's just me. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Take Your Base. All right. Big news in the winter meetings. And let's see what happens as more big signings are yet to come. So then, guys, have a good one. It's 2:30 in the morning, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace, guys. Have a good one. See ya.